What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Climb Together podcast. I am your host, Tony Scorp, here with my co-host, Deception. And Deception, say hi.
What's up?
We are back on Twitch this week, and probably for the near future, at least for this foreseeable future. We gave Kick a good old-fashioned go, and it just didn't work for us because we're still pretty small as far as podcast goes, so not as many of our weekly watchers knew that we went over to Kick. So we decided to take
That's
it back
true.
to Twitch for good old time's sake. Um, so yeah, we've got quite a bit to talk about this week. A lot of things Call of Duty. We have some things like GTA 6 related that I saw. Um, and then just some other catch up on our,
Yeah.
you know, stuff. So anyway, yeah. Deception, do you want to go into Warzone? I mean, you played last night. It was the Goodbye to Warzone. It was like the last day you could play it, right?
Well, technically today's the last day, and
Ah.
I'll actually Wyatt said he was down to play again, so we'll play today as
Ooh.
well. But
Yeah, so we're gonna be saying
it was,
goodbye to Warzone.
yeah, servers are getting shut down.
Yeah. Good old. It was a good Warzone was a good time. Back in
Yeah.
Verdansk, I was in Kichi's stream the other day and she was playing some old clips. And damn, we had some good times.
Mm.
You and I had some good. I just freaking the OG Warzone from like 2020 into 2021 was just the best of vibes. Just hopping on and just being like, okay, guys, I'm on, I'll be in Discord, and then people join, people leave, people join. You're always playing with someone,
Yep.
having a good time, laughing, doing stupid stuff, hitting crazy snipes, crazy knife throws, crazy plays.
Things you can't do in Warzone 2.
No, you can't even, no. But
You can't even snipe in Warzone 2 unless you have
no,
explosive bullets.
yeah, literally. Um,
But the bright side is, I think the Warzone 1 vibes will be coming back in MW3 because
hopefully,
apparently they're supposed to bring back all the stuff that we loved about the first game,
hopefully they do.
especially sniping. I've heard from multiple people that devs at the World Series of Warzone event told them the sniping is back. So
I'm hoping they're right. I miss it. You know, I just my question though. My thing is though, is it gonna be too much? Is it gonna be too little, too late? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like, are people
And the
gonna
only
come
reason why I
back?
say I don't know is because like I feel like with Modern Warfare 3 and a lot of people seeing they're bringing back they're doing the remaster maps from MW2 and they're they're bringing all this movement stuff back. Like I feel like people will be more inclined to give it a shot
Yeah,
because it feels like they're actually improving
that's
and
very
they're
true.
bringing stuff back that shouldn't have been removed in the first place.
Yeah, I agree. I'm down to give it a try. I mean, my main focus is I'm probably not gonna buy MW3. I'm not gonna lie. I'm probably gonna have my main focus be like Val and X Defiant. I think I said that last week, but I'm down to give Warzone a go.
The beta of MW3 will tell me how much I'll play it.
Hmm.
I feel like because considering we have all these remastered maps, I don't feel like I don't feel like it's oh, these maps in the beta were whatever, so it's maybe the other ones will be better. I know the maps are going to be good. Like I know what I'm getting with the maps because I've played them. So I feel like the beta this year is going to be a lot more of an indicator of, oh, I'm either going to play this game quite a bit and it'll be toe to toe with X Defiant, or I'll just play X Defiant and MW3s or whatever. I'll just play it randomly.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's one of those things we're just gonna have to wait and see, get our first look at the beta, vibe it out.
I don't know if they'll do any trailers for COD Next. They might, But my assumption is that they'll do the trailers at COD Next. But obviously, we'll see like gameplay and stuff at COD Next anyways. So the trailers aren't really gonna matter. The trailers are only gonna be relevant for like 2 hours because they'll do like the big presentation where they reveal everything for 2 hours, and then like the last like 3 or 4 hours is just people playing.
Yeah. I wonder who's gonna be there. Probably the normal people.
Probably the normal people. I mean, I don't know of anybody that has like for sure been like, oh, I'm not going to COD Next. I
Yeah.
know like most COD pros will go, but the COD pros have already played the game. The COD pros have been playing the game. Like the COD pros will go. A lot of the more like mid-tier creators will probably go because that's like a huge opportunity for them.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm guessing
I know
Nickmercs will be
people
there
like
again.
J God will be there for sure. The Warzone pros will go.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we're gonna that just made me think about that. I wonder if we're gonna get a peek at the next Warzone like we did like we did it last COD Next. Because there's a lot on the table. Because not only is there Warzone and like the regular multiplayer, they're also revealing zombies. Now, will we get gameplay of that? Probably not.
No,
But
but a
we'll get a
review would be
trailer
nice.
and they'll talk about it.
I like that we're getting zombies again.
They put a cinematic trailer out yesterday, and it looked. A lot of people were kind of hyped about it. It was a really good trailer. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, let me see if I can pull it up. Is it on Twitter?
I don't know.
We'll find
I
it
mean,
then.
it's only like it's like 4 minutes, so it might be on Twitter. But
Let's see here. Dun, 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 dun.
it was a good trailer. Like as somebody who
Okay,
has
I think
like
I found it.
zero expectations going into this year's zombies because it's gonna be completely different and it's not like classic round based. It was a good trailer. Like it's pretty cool.
No, I think I found it.
Yes.
Stream podcasting. Thank you, dear. Alright, I found it. Let's watch this bad boy.
We need to roll under the radar to get this done.
I was swimming again.
Let's make sure they don't see the sunrise.
Oh wait, this came out like the 17th of August.
Yeah, I was gonna say this ain't the zombies trailer.
Is it this one? This is a 15-second clip.
No, this came out like yesterday.
Yesterday. This is 23 hours ago. See full 4-minute cinematic here. Gotcha. Oh, we got YouTube going here. Okay,
Yeah, we
cool.
got a YouTube video.
Yeah, let me just like unmute.
It is time. Mask up. Light them up.
Ooh. I hate night vision. They need to take it out of the game.
I think this is just a cinematic thing. I don't think that'll be in zombies.
I hope.
Now, it might be at night, but I know Sledgehammer probably wouldn't do night vision. They're not dumb.
I hope it's just for the purpose of the trailer. I had to turn it down. It was really, really loud. So is it going to be more like campaign-based at the beginning of the... Or is this just...
From what I've seen, I think it's literally just like DMZ but zombies.
Interesting.
Like it's gonna take place on like the Warzone map.
Oh.
Room's clean.
Something you probably missed the first time you watching that is there was a monkey bomb on the shelf.
Ooh.
Actually here. Let's go. Boss, we gotta go. It's the cops.
This is very, like, well done. Wait, there's cops?
Roger.
But it's zombies. I'm confused. Wait, I'm very confused. The longer I watch this, the more confused I get.
It'll all come together in a minute.
Wait, so he throws this thing? So he's creating the zombies. Oh shit. Oh, shit.
We have a weapon.
What did he just do?
We're coming up on the EZ. ETA 2 minutes. We got intel that Zakhaev was planning something a few months ago.
By the time we worked out where he was operating, all we could do was go kinetic and hope to flush the bastard out.
One of our checkpoints reported hostile contact. Then the whole town went dark.
Until we know what's going on, containment is the name of the game. No one gets in, and nothing, I mean nothing gets out. Clear?
Clear.
Has experience with this
Damn.
kind of incursion.
So it's like a rescue mission type deal. Then.
Up and listen to him if you want to survive.
Okay, so there's like a little objective. I like that. I hope there's like an Easter egg or something too. I'm guessing like you kind of like end the game. You know how like you could exfil in like Cold War? I'm
Yeah.
guessing you can probably like just like end the game by finding the people or something.
Digital edition.
Or exfilling again.
Zombie ghost operator skin.
Yeah, and they had as you saw on the plane, they brought Ravenoff with them. So from Cold War.
Interesting, interesting. Actually, I might have to get the game now just to play zombies.
Actually, you won't even have to get the game because it'll probably be free with Warzone since
Oh,
it's
shit.
bundled with Warzone.
What? I like that actually.
I don't know that for sure. They haven't
I-
said anything, but if it's basically just DMZ but zombies, I would assume it would be on the free side.
I hope it is. I don't want to buy the game. I don't have the money for that. It looks good. I mean, I'm excited about that. I like zombies. Chris and I've been playing BO4 zombies like crazy, so that's what we do to de-stress at the end of the day. That's what we're gonna do after
Yeah.
my match tonight. Play a couple. We play the Titanic map, the
Yeah.
Voyage or whatever.
Is the worst map of all time.
But okay, so one of Riss's favorite movies of all time is the Titanic. Okay, so we just play that. It's fun.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help that map's case at all.
No, it doesn't. But it's still fun. We still have a good time. We have like a strategy set up and everything, and we make it to pretty high rounds. Usually we don't die. We just like get tired and get off. That's usually what happens.
I'm just gonna leave that
Anyway,
there.
freaking. Anyway. But I don't know. Maybe we'll have to like just kind of keep a tab on it because I really don't know much else about
My thing about zombies this year is like, one side of me is like, I kind of enjoyed DMZ, so DMZ by zombies will be fun.
Yeah.
And the fact that like now instead of there being squads of 4 that play against each other, there's squads of 4 that play with each other. because it's just you guys versus the zombies instead of you guys versus bots, and then you can shoot each other.
Yeah.
I think that'll be interesting. I just think it'll be interesting to see how they do this, because what I'm imagining is like, I imagine this is like what Treyarch wanted for Outbreak, but they couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So like maybe it'll be better.
Because Outbreak was pretty fun, like at the beginning, you know, like when you first played it a little bit, it was pretty fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, I feel like if they flesh that out more, and obviously they put it on a bigger map like this, like I think it'll be more fun.
Yeah. Well, you remember? I mean, that's how we met. Is like you came in. I was rated. I got rated during like an Outbreak stream.
Yeah,
I
it
was
was when Outbreak
playing.
first came out.
Yeah, it was my first time playing. I was playing with like probably Kichi, a couple of people.
Yeah,
At that point in my life, I was always playing with Kichi.
yeah.
So anyway, um, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to keep some tabs on that. When is COD next?
October 5th.
October 5th. So it's like 2 weeks ish, a week and a half.
Yeah,
Wouldn't it'll be? What'll be?
2 weeks from tomorrow.
So it'll be right after the podcast. Awesome. So we gotta do some like predictions and stuff like that on the 4th, and then on the 11th we can like talk about it. Talk
I mean, I don't
about
want to
it.
jinx it or anything, but like, this zombies can't be worse than Vanguard,
Yeah.
right?
And if it is, we got some serious issues going on here.
Well, we didn't think anything could get worse um stuff like uh we didn't think anything could get worse than like BO4 and like AW and World War II, but then Vanguard came out and it was like,
Like
okay.
damn, like Cold War Zombies was pretty good. I liked Cold War Zombies. I grinded the shit out of that.
I would say the majority of people enjoyed Cold War Zombies.
I
I
did
would say
grind
like
it.
the only people that didn't really enjoy it that much are probably like high rounders and Easter egg people, because
Yeah.
those aspects were like kind of easy. But
But like for like the casual, player, it was pretty fun.
for the regular player, Cold War Zombies is probably the best game you can play.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably the best game to get you into zombies if you've never played it, or the best game to
I think
get
that
you
was their
better into
goal.
zombies if you're not that great.
I think that was their goal with it too.
Yeah, because they even talked about like they when they revealed zombies that like only like 5% of players or something like that ever get past like round 5, and they wanted to make like it more accessible.
Yeah. I was that percentage for a long time. Anyway,
I mean, you saw a lot of people get to high rounds and stuff on that game. Like, it was like we were like a weekend zombies, and Tifu was streaming and getting to round 100. Like
yeah.
that would never happen on another
Mm-mm.
game.
No. I think that kind of like it was definitely a game for the zombie community, Like that was Cold War.
I'm pretty sure that I don't know this for sure. I saw a graphic on it like a while back, but I think that Cold War had the highest like peak like viewership for zombies. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I think Cold War was the peak because the old peak was like BO3,
Ah,
but I think Cold War beat it.
nice. That
Because
was
I
also
remember the
like
beginning of Cold War Zombies was just crazy. Like, it was insane.
yeah. That was also like right at the peak of like Warzone too, like right after like right before they got rid of
Yeah, I
Verdansk.
would say the peak of Warzone 2 was like season 6 of MW19 to like the start of Cold Era. Like the very end of Modern Warfare and like the whole Cold War year was like the peak of Warzone.
Just like Verdansk, period. As long as Verdansk was
Cause
the
like,
map, we were chilling.
yeah, and then they added a Rebirth.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the thing
it's
is like we wanted a new map, right? But like we didn't want a shitty new map. You know?
the only thing that I'm disappointed in as far as like Warzone goes is I'm really sad that because of the hype of Warzone that Treyarch didn't get to do Blackout 2, because that's what they were going to do.
Yeah.
They were going to do Blackout 2 on the Cold War engine, and they had a map. I've seen it. It was a combination of all the like Fireteam / Outbreak maps, and it was like it looked really cool. And I think it would have played very well on Cold War. I think it would have been great, but
They just like
The hype of
Warzone.
Warzone kind of just screwed it.
Yeah. That's alright though. That's okay. Um, another just kind of like I don't know. I watched the podcast the other day. Of like the like one of Nate Shot's podcasts, like Through 100 Thieves, and he was
Yeah.
like they were all talking about like the competitive scene and kind of like what's going on right with that, as far as like money goes. And I just kind of wanted to bring it up because as a org owner myself, I think it's pretty interesting to like listen to.
Yeah.
Um, because right now, if you guys don't know, the esports industry is like hemorrhaging for money right now. Like, player like salaries are so high.
Yeah, players are getting overpaid.
Yeah, which is like, they deserve to be paid fair. Um, by all means, because like, they're giving up their life
But
to do
most of
this
them
full
don't
time.
deserve the pay they're getting.
They either don't deserve the pay that they're getting, or like the industry just can't afford it. This isn't like the NFL or the NBA or even like professional like tennis or like professional
Yeah,
foot like
90% of teams cannot afford to have like over like a $200,000 a year contract or whatever.
yeah.
Like
And
you can't be paying them like $1 million a month. Like that's not happening.
that's what like a lot of these, it's not even just like that. It's just like, okay, you've got 5 players on a team. They each get 25,000 a month in salary. That's 100K a year. Okay.
No.
That's all the players. 25K a month. So that's like what, 125K a month times 12. It's like, you know, like
Yeah.
freaking like $1.2 million a year just on a team that might win. Like you're not gonna get that
Yeah,
back
just
from.
like you could be paying that like for example, like the CDL minimum salary is like almost 60K.
Mm,
Like like you're paying like the Ravens like 60K each for 4 players. That's $240,000 a month times 12. You're looking at like you're looking at like 400. You're looking at like almost like 3-4 million a year, and
oh yeah,
they get last every event. It's like really.
yeah. So like it's like one of those things. It's like, okay, I get it personally, but like at the same time, I work full time, and I don't get that much money working full time. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like I get in certain areas like LA, it's a very expensive place to live, so you got to pay your players enough to live. But like if you just cover their cost of like living, you know what I mean? Be like, okay, this is your price range for getting an apartment. We'll pay for your apartment. Um, and then like we'll pay you X amount every month, like 10.
See, that used to be literally all it was. Like that's literally all they would do.
Well, the thing
That's like
is
it's like Optic was one of the first teams to salary their players, but like Hex only paid them like $400 a month to cover like paying for the house and like other like small expenses. Like he
yeah,
wasn't
like
he wasn't
food.
giving them money they could just throw around. Like they had to work for that by winning tournaments and
Yeah.
streaming and stuff.
Yeah, and I feel like they should bring that back. You know what I mean? Like we're not at a point where we can just like salary players and just be like, okay, yeah, we're just gonna cover everything that you want to do with your life, and you're gonna be a multimillionaire, even though you play like crap. Like, and I think it's taken a toll like on the CDL in itself because like a lot of it's like very like not competitive. Like it's very like because everyone's just like, oh, I got my bag anyway. Like I can just sit here and kind of coast through this.
Yeah,
But like,
that's what a lot of people do.
yeah, they just like, oh, I made it to the CDL. I'm good chilling now. I don't need to win. Like,
That's why I'm
no.
glad that a lot of people are doing content. Like
Yeah.
anybody that goes to Optic obviously gets put on the content train, but like there are like all kinds of other players that are doing
Oh yeah.
content. Like I
Like a
know like one of the
Tatch.
big ones like Havoc has been blowing up lately.
Mm.
Like his YouTube channel since he's been integrating himself in the whole Warzone versus CDL stuff, like his YouTube channel has like blown up
Yeah.
because his content like people are seeing content now.
Yeah, and that's like one of the things though is like a lot of these orgs don't focus on content at all. Like at all. Like they tweet every once in a while. I
Yeah.
think we talked about it with like when the Legion was like Paris, you know what I mean? Like they would tweet like every once in a while.
Yeah, they
Like
would tweet like they would tweet like at events and then just
that was it. Like and
nothing.
that's one thing that I'm trying to do with like denial is like it's very like you have to be very like based on content. Like you have to have this content foundation around your team cuz then you know, you can pay them for these things. You know, you'd be like, okay, you know,
Yeah.
you sign this contract, you get paid X amount a month for competing. You get paid a like you can do like a bonus of like X amount of dollars if you do a video, or like you can work it into the contract. Like I'm guessing with Optic, it's just like worked into the contract. You know what I mean? Like as a player, you have to participate in these videos. You know, um,
Yeah, I
or
would
like
say like probably the pros have to probably. I would say it's a lot more lenient than like other people
mhm,
because they have actual content creators. But I would
yeah,
say like they probably the pros probably do like at least the minimum amount of content. But like the thing about Optic is like they make it so fun to do content that I highly doubt that most people do like the minimum. Like it's probably people are probably excited to do the content.
yeah. And I mean, like I get like not being, especially with the level that like the content level where Optic's at, they don't do a lot of like non IRL content. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like if you don't live there, it's understandable that you don't do content.
Yeah.
But like if you're living there,
But
like
then like you see people who literally just move there so they can do content.
yeah,
Like
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 Pamaj,
Pamaj, like he
he
lived in Canada for so long and he comes to Optic and he immediately moves to
yeah,
Texas
like
because he
he
wants to do
literally
content.
drove in 2 days from Canada to Texas. So like
But that just shows you how much he wanted to do content though. Because like he
yeah,
was on phase for so long and just living in Canada doing his own thing.
well that's just
He
like
goes
what
to Optic
happens.
and immediately goes to Texas.
Well, that's the thing though is like I think he was like there was like one of the recent like Optic podcasts, you know.
Yeah, because he was on one.
Yeah, he was talking about how like with FaZe, like there's the people that like, you know, do stuff with FaZe. There's like the people that like just kind of do their own
Yeah.
thing, and then there's like the OGs. You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
it's very different groups of people within FaZe. Um,
And
you
what's
know,
really interesting is I follow like people from each group, so I see all of them.
yeah, like Blaze kind of does his own thing. Like he's been doing his own thing for a while.
Scope
They did
does his own thing.
like they
I watch
did
Scope and I forget he's in phase most of the
yeah. Same thing with like um. Wait, I wonder
Same thing with
if
like Jev. Jev goes and does his own thing. He doesn't do anything with anybody else.
wait
Jev has always been like that.
what was her name again? Grace, freaking
Oh yeah, Grace, the girl from Stranger Things.
yeah.
I haven't heard a word about her since
No, I
the
haven't
whole
either.
rain
So
thing.
I'm like, I'm trying to like figure it out. I just don't remember what her name is. Like Grace Van
Grace
Dien.
Van something,
Van Dien, right? Yeah.
I think.
Um,
So she doesn't watch this podcast.
she's not watching this podcast. Fuck. She's not watching our podcast.
She
Um,
doesn't even know how to trick. No, I'm just kidding.
she didn't know how to trick shot.
Yeah, Rain's like,
Um,
you shouldn't be in phase if you don't know how to trick shot.
it's not even not you. It's like not even the fact that like you know you shouldn't know how to trick shot because they've moved from that trick shotting, but like you should at least know what trick shotting is and like know like
I
the
think his
culture around
point
it.
there was like you should understand the history and the culture of the org you're
Yeah,
joining.
how long ago was this whole debacle?
Like May, June.
Because she got a cupcake thing with FaZe logo on it in May.
It was like right when I went on vacation, I remember, because like the podcast before vacation, we were talking about how he was gonna release the video. He released it while I was on vacation. I watched it.
Cause there was a tweet in like May saying hello FaZe Clan, special thanks to my friend Joseph
Yeah.
Quinn, Valkyrie, discussed us big main. Remember like she like her joining like 100 Thieves would have made sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't understand why she didn't join 100 Thieves, and even Rain brought that up. Like, why is she friends with all the 100 Thieves people and knows so much about them,
Yeah.
but she joins FaZe? Like,
Like
what?
she literally like is friends with Valkyrie who own like is an owner of 100 Thieves. You know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah,
doesn't make any sense.
it makes no
Looking
sense.
I was just looking to see if she was still in FaZe and like from what I could
And
see
like,
there's no like
and
I
it's kind
left
of
tweet, but
understandable that like Rain would think that she's some industry plan or something, because it's like it makes no sense that she joined FaZe over 100 Thieves.
no. Like there's got to be some sort of like bag in it for her, you know what I mean? Like there's got to be some sort of like money
Yeah,
that or like some sort of thing because like it just like I don't know. She makes more sense with
It
the
just,
100 Thieves crowd.
it just, it just like that whole situation with her made no sense.
Yeah.
And the more I look at it, the more I'm like, oh, Rain has a point, rather
Yeah.
than like, oh, he
It's
was
not
just
like,
raging.
I mean, like, he shouldn't have, like, talked to her like that. Like, that's kind of, like, wrong. You know, that's wrong. Like, he shouldn't
Yeah,
have gone at her like that. But he does have a point when it comes to the fact that she just doesn't fit in at FaZe. Like, each org has their own culture and, like, their own people around it. Like
yeah,
FaZe was, like, the bro org. Like, they're all bros. They all, like, like, they had the houses that they lived in together where they just made content and were
hmm,
just, like, broing out every day. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of, like, what FaZe is. And,
yeah,
it unfortunately it's the broing out and no, like, there wasn't any like female representation, or there's not really a lot. Like, there's Kaylee, but like that's pretty much it. She kind of just does her own thing, you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Kaylee's in the do your own thing
Yeah.
wing.
So it's like, you know it's kind of like the I don't know, I feel like FaZe is kind of like the Andrew Tate of organizations, you know what I mean? Like, they're kind of like fuck women but don't, you know but like not publicly, you know what I mean? They're like low key. Like, I know all of them watch it, like Andrew Tate. Like, I know FaZe Rain does because he mentioned it with like Adam Ross or whatever, which is like not good. He's a bad person and his ideologies are very misogynistic. But I saw someone, speaking of that, I saw this video the other day and someone called him tater tot.
Oh my god,
And it
that's a good one.
it kills me. Cause she was just like, yeah, like there's this YouTuber that I started watching. Her name's Swoop. She does like documentaries on like true crime and like, just like internet
Yeah,
personalities that kind of like go wrong or whatever. Like she did like something on like the whole Colleen Ballinger situation and just a bunch of different stuff like that. And so she did one on Andrew Tate, and I'm like, I gotta watch this. And she called him Tater
Lord,
Tot, and I was just like, bruh. I died. I literally lulled. I laughed out loud because she
that's
called
so
this man
funny.
Tater Tot. So that was funny. But like,
Oh,
there's like this whole like culture around every single word. Like, denial culture is like, we're all like just, trying to make the gaming space a more inclusive and more like friendly environment where we're all like working together to make the esports industry something greater, aka like the climb together mantra.
true.
Just like the whole sorry, I just like almost fell. Which is like pretty much the premise of this entire podcast is like, climbing together, working together, and making esports something greater than what it is,
Yeah,
and something more sustainable, and for everyone, not just the select few. And so like, it's like, I don't know. Every org has a culture around it, like the optic
true.
culture, you know, the, there's, it's just
Oh, you want to know what happened yesterday?
what?
Speaking of Optic, they released the
Oh,
Dynasty podcast.
yeah. Did you watch it? I haven't watched it yet. I haven't had time.
Yeah, it's over an hour and a half.
Is it good?
It's so good.
It's so good.
I
I'll have
could
to watch
watch
it
it
after
again.
this. I'll have to watch it after this. I know I said we were gonna watch it
It's
before this
so
podcast,
fun
but
just listening to them talk.
yeah,
Like that's one of those podcasts where it's like I could immediately watch it again.
yeah. I'll have to watch it right after this. And,
It's so good. They
yeah,
they they go off on like they just talk about everything.
yeah.
The
Uh,
one there was some stuff. Okay, I won't tell you because I want you to watch it. And I don't want you to be spoiled. But they talked about some stuff. Speaking of nature, they talked about some stuff about him, like when around surrounding like the what happened at Champs and why he left. They talked about some stuff that I did not think they would talk about.
oh,
When I heard them talk about it, I was like, wait, they're talking. I
all
did
the
not know that
drama.
they would talk about that. There was stuff that I haven't even like, to my knowledge, I don't know if anybody knew about because I feel like we would have heard it before.
Hmm.
And I was like, whoa. They got on the like the funniest thing is Krim is the one who started it. He's the
Hmm.
one who started talking about Nade, and it just like it just went from there. I was like, oh my god, what is
Whoa.
happening right now?
Yikes. But yeah, so I don't know. I gotta watch that. Then we can talk
Oh,
about it.
it's so good. They talk about so many things. Like they talk about stuff that happened like at events. Like they talk
Hmm.
about stuff that happened outside like of probably things that we even knew. They talk about like stuff they regret. Like one of Hitch's questions, and I won't tell you the answers to it, but one of his questions was like, if you four could have teamed on any other COD, like earlier or later than when you teamed, like which one would you think you'd be the best at?
Oh, that's a good question.
That was a good question. And the one that they decided on, I fully agree.
Yeah,
The COD they decided on, I don't think they would have lost.
probably not. They were freaking like electric together, and now they all don't play COD anymore. Like,
And you know the crazy thing, they talked about this too in the podcast. Is like they like rarely ever tried. Like they were they literally like 90% of the time that they were like teaming together,
yeah,
except for like during IW and World War II when they started like facing a little bit of adversary. Like during like AW and BO3 mostly, like they like Krim literally would said like what they would do is they would just get up, like they would like go to the gym, do content, scrim like maybe 2 or 3 hours a day, and just play CS for like 6 hours,
yeah.
and just like go to IHOP at 2 a.m. and stuff like that. Like they literally like half the time they weren't even trying, and they were just slamming people all the time.
Bruh. Oh my god. So I just pulled up the FaZe Clan YouTube because I wanted to talk about how like they've been content lackluster. Someone changed the banner and it says subscribe if we fell off. I have it pulled up on my stream, but I just think that's
Dude, who changed that?
I don't know, but I wanted
It
like
has to be
give them a
Rain.
high five.
Rain definitely changed
Yo,
it.
because they did. Like, I mean, look at their content. I watched this because I was like Blaze in a FaZe video. But like, like we'll go back to what we'll do like within like the last year. FaZe Ronaldo, like FaZe Pros, um, like all these like joining, right? Snoop Dogg, FaZe Clan makes a wish. But like starting from like a
Snoop
year
Dogg's
ago.
not even really on phase though.
Yeah.
He's like a investor.
Yeah. So like you got like the FaZe temps like tempers like fight, and then you've got like the reaction to MW2. Then you've got like
Yeah,
which
so they
Rain,
basically
they
do
put
no
Rain's
content.
face in, by the way.
Yeah.
Then there's Mr. Beast video, which was like not good. Um this one, I don't even know who that is. Guess the Rapper, 100 Imposters, which is like kind of like using FaZe Rug to like boost it, because like FaZe Rug is like the most popular FaZe member at this moment. I feel like just like in and
Yeah,
outside of
FaZe
gaming.
Rug is like he's like one of those other people that's like doing his own thing
Yeah,
but
like
like thriving.
if you ask someone like, do you know who like Riss's little brother, 12 years old. I'm like, oh, you know what FaZe was? He's like, I know FaZe Rug. I'm like, fair enough.
That's because Rug does like such different videos from
Yeah,
literally everybody else.
and then
Like
like
I have seen FaZe Rug in like videos by people that I just did not even think I would ever see, and I'm like, what is happening?
yeah, so there's FaZe Rug, and then they kind of like fall off for like 5 months, right? No content for 5 months. Like they're doing like one video a month at this point, right? Which is like not something you typically see from FaZe Clan. Like the FaZe Clan that we all know is like once a week or like a couple times a week, like posting videos. Like that's like what you expect from more. It's like once a week at least. Like a post. That's like the ideal like
Yeah.
posting consistency schedule of an organization is like once a week.
Yeah.
Once you grow, you can get to like once a day or like a couple times a week. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Optic usually does like a couple times a week.
Yeah. So
If
like
they do the process, it's like 3 times a week.
yeah, so it's like it's a nice little balance, like it's not like too much to where like you can't consume anything else, but like at the same time you still like, are still connected. And then they do this like 5 month gap, which I'm pretty sure is when all this like drama was going on. You know what I mean? With like FaZe Rain and FaZe Grace and all this
Yeah.
other stuff. And then they do like FaZe Clan plays X Defiant. That's like like FaZe Clan reacts to, you know what I mean? Like it's not like it's not like these, you know what I mean, where they do stuff. It's just they like have like reactions, and then there's like two like
It's crazy that they put
introducing.
Zuma's face in the X Defiant video.
Yeah, literally. It's because Zuma's fucking Zuma, you know what I mean? Then they have two introducing ones from like 2 months ago and then 1 month ago. Just like bringing people on, like a Fortnite player and whoever that guy is, but I don't know who he is. And then another, like, a little bit, and then they go inside FaZe Blaze's crib, which, by the way, I did not like the way that the video was edited. It kind of like, I was looking at the comments and people were like, oh, it gives me like, like old MTV style crib vibes. I'm like, yeah, no, it kind of does, but this isn't old style MTV. This is YouTube. This is FaZe Clan's YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't want to feel like I was watching it on a box TV. I want to feel like I'm watching it on my, like, $100 monitor. You know what I mean? And then they just posted this one, like, a couple days later. Like, this is the most content that they've put out. Like, these 4 videos, this is the most content that they put out in, like, a single, like in like, a short amount of time frame than they have in, like, what it feels like years.
I mean, look, it was only 2 days between the last 2
Yeah.
videos.
FaZe Play CS2, and then, like, 11 days break. Like, the consistency is, like, so bad right now.
It seems like they only make videos when they like feel like making
Yeah, they're like,
videos,
oh, we'll make a video.
which is not the worst thing in the world, but when you're in org, it's like
Especially
gotta
when you're
have some
freaking
consistency.
when you're FaceTime, when you have like you have 8.5 million subscribers. And this is your
Like you're
consistency?
telling me that they don't do like trivia like Optic does and do like little
Like,
little sports things like they don't do like 1v1s on COD against each other, like they
no.
don't do any of that. They
No.
just post random videos.
And like look at like the views too. Like this last one that they posted, 18K, 24K,
Yeah.
111K, 67K.
There ain't no way that an org with 8 million subscribers is getting 18K views in
Yeah.
11 days.
43K
You should
for
get
that one.
18K views in 11 minutes.
The FaZe Rug video got 150K. FaZe Rug videos, like FaZe hit on Rug's channel, like they get over 1 million every single one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Consistently. And then this one's like the highest one, which is 2.3 million for Guess the Rapper. And then like Mr. Beast got 2.1 million, but just because they say it literally was like clickbait. Mr. Beast joins FaZe, like that's like clickbait.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god. And then 162K, 69K, 30 under 31. Like they're all like under 1 million unless they like bring in someone like like Mr. Beast or like a rapper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like under 1 million, under 1 million, under 1 million. This guy was over 1 million, but I think that's because he's a freaking football player. What's in the Snoop Dogg 3.3, but that's just because it's Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? Under 1 million, under 1 million, under 100K. So like, like it's just if from an org like FaZe from like let me just like go down.
Probably the biggest thing that's happened to FaZe like recently, like within the last like couple years, is like when Snoop performed at the Super Bowl and he had the FaZe chain on. That's probably the most notoriety they've got.
Okay. So like starting from like 2 years ago, right, with this video with FaZe Banks in it, that's when you start getting into the millions consistently again. 1 million, 2.9, 2.8, 3.2. This one dropped a little bit, and then you go back down for a minute, and then 1 million, million.
I love how they
little
made
under
a
1 million.
video called "What Happened to FaZe Clan." You just dropped off again.
Yeah. Over 1 million, under 1 million, under 1 million, over 1 million, over 1 million, over 1 million, a little under. Over 1 million. Like, like this is the FaZe Clan that like we know, like the just under 1 million and like over 1 million.
Yeah.
And like see like all these ones, I've watched these ones because they're good. FaZe Swag, you know what I mean? Like FaZe Swag fits in the culture of FaZe Clan. You know what I mean?
He does. I would say like probably the most popular FaZe members are probably Rug, Jev, and Swag. They're probably the top 3.
Yeah. And these are like years ago, but they had like the OGs in them. Like this one has Tico and this one has like, like this one has Banks in it. Nate Hill, didn't do that great, but like FaZe Clan Go Back to School, 8 million views. Like this is the FaZe Clan that like
See, these videos were great, but they don't do these anymore.
No,
They
like,
just do random react to videos and like
and it's
flexing on
inconsistent
people who
too.
join and stuff.
It's so inconsistent too, and that's the problem. And that's what like I'm trying to do with like denial is like I don't want to start YouTube yet until like we have like a consistent seed built up in it, you know? Like
Yeah.
until we're like pretty sorry, I had to stretch. Until like pretty like solid, you know what I mean? Like I have like a pretty I have a nice plan. I could probably lay it out for you after stream, but so I kind of like worked on a little bit more since last time we
Yeah.
chatted. But like you gotta like you can't this inconsistency stuff, especially from a big org like Face has so much money. So much money. Even though they're hemorrhaging money, they're still money. Like they were literally the
They're
first
probably
like
not even getting money out of their own pockets.
no.
They started doing that, they'd be fine.
Yeah. Like they're just people are just getting paid so much to do this and it's hurting the orgs. Face Clan Exhibit A. You know? Like the team like this is the first esports org to go public and they're fucking it up for
Well, I
everybody
would
else.
say they're hurting themselves more than anything.
Well, they're hurting the gaming industry too. I mean, like FaZe Clan is the leader of like they've been the leader in the industry for a long time, and like being the
Yeah.
first public esports org, like they're setting precedent. And then
Yeah.
so the next time an esports org like maybe like Optic or like 100 Thieves gets to that point where they can do that, it's just
I feel like Optic could do that, they just don't.
I think like they could too. I feel
I
like
feel like Optic would have good stock too. They have so
Mhm.
much loyalty that it probably wouldn't be that much of an issue.
No, but like you know, and Optic's been like growing like crazy ever since like Hex reacquired. Like that was only a couple years ago.
And especially since like they merged with Envy.
Yeah, and they have like a
Like-
whole like pretty much like office space now.
They
Like-
literally have an office space next to the arena where Dallas's NBA team plays.
Literally. Like
And it's huge. It's like almost as big as the Dallas's arena.
so
It's literally like on one side you have that arena, and then you just look off on the other side of the street and it's Optic.
so, you know. I don't know. That's my personal opinion on the whole situation. But anyway, getting off of that before I continue ranting. There's some GTA 6 news and stuff that got leaked.
Of course, it got
pulling
leaked.
it up.
There's a lot of stuff that's been leaked lately.
Yeah, so they leaked
Xbox leaked a bunch of stuff too.
yeah, GTA 6 will reportedly feature a space center inspired by NASA called Sarah, allowing players to watch in-game rockets launching into space for the first time in the series that may fail and cause an explosion.
That's pretty cool.
There's gonna be swimming in there too. They kind of like put out the way that swimming's gonna work. Oh, there's a podcast. See here. There's body carrying. Looks like. Which is pretty cool.
Oh, there was that trailer. Yeah, I saw the trailer that they made.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's that. The weapon wheel. There's a leak for that. It's gonna be kind of like over to the side this time instead of
Yeah, I'm glad it's not right in the middle.
yeah. It's like one of the clubs. I'm gonna get like a different kind of like health bar situation going on. Same thing with like different map situation too.
I just love how like all this
You
stuff
can like
is getting
open and close
leaked.
doors. Interesting. It's like a chasing mission. Interesting. It's gonna be the Big map.
Supposed to be like a lot bigger, which is great.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of cool stuff. I can't wait for this game to come out. I'm so excited. Um,
I just hope that even if it's a big map, I hope that like at least most of the buildings are like accessible. Like
yeah,
I would hate it if there's like a big city and like 90% of the buildings you can't even go into.
yeah,
Like he's just like,
yeah. It's
what
just
are they
like,
all for then?
yeah, like just to fill up space. Like, what?
I think that's one of the biggest things about GTA 5 was just like you just go in the city and it's like, well, I can't go into half the buildings, so
It's true. Oh man, I feel like go at it today. Um, I don't know. I was gonna talk about this today, but we're already at like an hour, so almost. So I might have to push it back till next week.
might have to.
Hmm?
Might have to.
Yeah, there's two things I want to talk about, but we don't have time, I don't think. Because they're rant topics, you know? I put them on there because I was just like, will we have time? Maybe.
We already had rant
Yeah, I
topics too.
know. We went on the whole FaZe Clan freaking org rant. I was like, I'm just passionate, man, okay? It's passionate. Alright, I love this industry. I love what it does. I love gaming and esports, and it's literally what I'm going to do with it. Like, literally what I'm going to school for. I mean, it's not like my major or nothing, because, like, you know, this is a smaller school, so it's not like they're going to have an esports major. But,
Yeah.
like, that's why I'm going to school to get a business degree, is to do this, you know? And I've been applying, man. I can't wait to show you after the stream what I've been working on for denial, because
Yeah.
I don't want to leak nothing yet. All right?
Yeah, don't leak.
I'm not going to leak nothing yet. When you guys know is when I want you to know. So I'm just
Yeah,
so
unless you
excited.
leak.
Well, that's the thing. I'm an owner, so there is no leaks. You know? You know what I'm saying? There's no
We'll see.
leaks.
If Shotzi was an owner of Optica, there'd still be leaks.
Yeah, true. But you know, like if I'm saying something, it's because I want to say it. I want you guys to know.
Yeah.
There's no leaking. Like if you leak something, then it's a leak. If I leak something, it's just me telling the public.
That is true. You can't really leak anything.
Yeah.
Even if like the rest of them were like, oh, you might not want to say that yet. You're just like, I'm an owner, I can say it.
I'm like I could do whatever I want. Actually, I can't do whatever I want, but I do a lot though. So anyway,
I
that's
ain't leaking.
that's all I got to talk about today. I mean, it was pretty solid conversation we had going on today.
That was fun.
Yeah. So we'll probably talk about the Optic Dynasty podcast next week, and then the two topics that I have.
Watch it.
Two topics that I had that we didn't talk about, and then
Yeah. Fingers crossed that we have an X-Defiant release date to talk
I
about next
know
week.
I'm waiting. I wanted to talk about it today, but there's nothing to talk about yet.
Yep. We ain't got nothing yet.
But yeah, so thank you guys so much for tuning in to our first stream back on Twitch. If you guys did enjoy the podcast, make sure to like, subscribe, follow, do all the things, comment. I think we should start this back up again now that we're back on Twitch. But if you guys like have any questions for the next podcast or any future podcasts, if you have any questions, just like either DM them to us on Twitter or Discord, or like if this ever goes up on YouTube, if I ever get my ass on it, then comment it on YouTube, or go to another video and comment it on there. I check all my comments pretty much daily. Not really. I check my stuff daily though, like DMs and stuff. So definitely before the podcast. So if you guys have any questions, like, you know, let us know. We'll talk about it. Or you're like, hey, like, can you talk about here, I'll just like put out one of the topics I want to talk about today. Growth versus grinding. That's one of the things we want to talk about. Like be like, hey, like, can you talk about like, you know, like the grind mentality or something, and we'll talk about it. Or if you want to talk like, you talk about freaking pizza for 20 minutes. We're like, yeah, sure, we'll talk about pizza. Whatever you guys want. Um,
I love pizza, man.
me too. Oh, I really could talk about pizza for 20 minutes. So I'm gonna cut us off so we don't. Because I got stuff I gotta do. Got stuff I gotta do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We will see you guys next time. Deception say bye.
Bye.
See you guys next time. Peace.